You mentioned YouTube, which is owned, of course, by Google. We are already starting to manage Google ads. We're testing YouTube ads. The funny thing is, I want to say, yeah, the targeting's better because it is right now. But the truth is, those targeting options are probably going to go away too.
You just hit it on the head. I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that product. And if I had more money to put into monthly advertising, I would do it. I mean, you know, like we're trying to figure out ways to do more online. So this is a good segue. And like, you know, I do have a thing on the thing here about the privacy wars of it all. You know, like, you know, the battle between Apple and Facebook and the overall privacy thing. Like, how are you guys planning and developing strategies? I know y'all had talked something about YouTube pre-roll and like, where are you guys looking at other forms of advertising? You know, because if you're cut off from Facebook, what do we do? Right? Like, what happens?
Yeah. Well, you're not going to get cut off from Facebook, but a lot of amateur advertisers will disappear.
Yeah.
Just like when NAR and FHA said, hey, you know, your ad targeting you can't target by age. You can't target, you know, within a mile of a neighborhood. You have to target within 15 miles of a neighborhood. Everybody freaked out then too. You know what I mean? Yeah. I get it. Ultimately, the consumer is going to probably win the battle over privacy.
Yeah.
Apple is basically saying, hey, you know, if you're going to track what people do, and if you're going to cookie them when they come to your site, or if you're going to have a pixel installed when they leave, we're going to kind of pop it up in between that leaving and say, hey, this company tracks you.
Is that what the disclosure is at the bottom saying, hey, we use cookies? Is that what's going on there?
Yeah, that was actually something that came out right around a year and a half or 2 years ago, where if you're and how many websites have it? This website uses cookies, and you hit allow or you hit okay.
Yeah.
But think about it. How many websites do you see that and go, oh, I'm out of here? No, you just close it and you keep browsing. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's part of it. Is I think people's first reaction is to overreact. I truly believe that. What I would be thinking a lot about, and what we're thinking about internally, is what can we do, not what can't we do.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to figure out what you can't do. What Facebook has been able to gather about its customers, the posts they click on, the posts they like, where they live, their job, their like all this stuff, you have what's considered first party data. That's really what you'll be able to tap into in all its glory.
Yeah.
Third party data would be kind of, oh, they left and then they browsed a website, and then they want to grab that data from the website and shoot it back into Facebook.
Gotcha.
I think, you know, with social media in general, a lot of us didn't realize what we were doing. You know, we were just signing up left and right and liking pages and clicking stuff, and the algorithm is real. Yeah. But the overreaction typically is what happens. Now, Facebook has come out and said, hey, you might see an impact on your ads. You might see less leads or less clicks. You might have less data, but a lot of it really just comes around the building of an audience, right? If I want to build an audience of people that went to your website and read your reviews, there's going to be a smaller audience now.
Right.
If I want to build an audience of people that went to your website and looked at 10 different properties or 10 different pages, like, you know, highly trafficked users, it's going to be harder to do that now. But overall, if they click a post, if they like a post, if they comment on a post, if they share a post, all of those sort of triggers and sort of what you would call kind of warning signs, if you will, those are all still going to be available for targeting. Just the stuff that they do off of Facebook will be a little bit more difficult. You mentioned YouTube. YouTube, which is owned, of course, by Google, we are already starting to manage Google ads. We're testing YouTube ads. The funny thing is, I want to say, yeah, the targeting's better, because it is right now. Right now on YouTube, you can target smaller areas. You don't have to target the 15-mile radius stuff. You can still use demographic targeting, which kind of went away again on Facebook. You can target people that have shown interest in real estate channels and real estate related content, which is harder to do on Facebook. But the truth is, those targeting options are probably going to go away too. I think that this eventually will sort of impact, it won't be like it impacts Facebook. It'll be like it impacts the internet.
Gotcha.
It impacts the internet, but the internet's not going away. And your customers are going to use Facebook and Instagram, and they're going to use LinkedIn and Twitter, and they're going to use TikTok and Snapchat, and they're going to do Google searches and watch YouTube videos. So the question that you have to ask yourself is, do I want to be there or not? Yeah. And I think most people would say, yeah, probably a good idea to stay in front of customers.
Yeah.
When people did billboards,
you got to be everywhere.
Channel, yeah. And by the way, when people drove by billboards, or when people watched TV commercials, or when people listened to radio ads, or when people got mail out of their mailbox, none of those mediums were like super targeted. If you got a billboard on the interstate, there's teenagers driving past it that are not anywhere near buying a home. Does that mean you shouldn't do the billboard? Right. You have hopefully safely 85, 90-year-old driving past it that is not going to buy a home. Should they not see the bill? Should you not do the billboard at all? Because 100% of the cars that go past it are not filled with your perfect customer. When we do ads on Facebook, we waste a lot of our ad spend because it gets in front of Keller Williams, it gets in front of Remax, it gets in front of Coldwell Banker. And as you know, Scott, are all of the agents at those companies really good at what they do and make a lot of money and successful, or are like half of them don't even do a deal?
Right.
So you're always going to waste a little bit of money when you advertise. I think that's a universal truth.
Yeah.
But if your business is growing and you're getting an ROI, that's really what ultimately matters.